We had a football game last night, so we did our football game, changed out of uniform, got straight on buses, a 2-hour drive. We got to our hotel at 12 o'clock.
And then woke up at around 4:30 to 5 and hopped on the buses, and we've been here since.
But you're still so excited. We're still so excited.
I feel like it'll be a lot of pride. I'm just gonna be so happy. I'll probably smile just because I can't stop smiling.
Joining us from Houston, Georgia, please welcome the Jackson County Comprehensive High School Marching Band.
I'm just kind of now processing it, you know what I mean? Like we got up there, I saluted, and then I kind of turned around and I was like, this place is humongous. Like I didn't realize how big it was, and it's incredible having 170 people travel to compete against people that like win Grand Nationals. Like that's absolutely insane. I think it's just amazing that this is an opportunity that's presented to us.
BOE regionals are like they're so fun for the band.
That's one of the things that they're most excited about is getting to see some of the other bands, especially the bands that are, that'll be BOA Grand National finalists, just to be able to be in the lot with those groups.
I'm really excited to see Avon, Carmel, Castle, and also just like similar bands that are in a position close to us.
Kind of shows them what else is out there, and it just pushes them to work a little harder and aspire for something a little bit more. This is your group, man. You know what I'm saying? You have to find the energy within yourself to go, hey, this is how we do this. This is how we do this correctly, and this is how we do it all of the time. Does that make sense? Yes? Sir. This is your opportunity, though. This is your opportunity to have the best performance that you've had, okay? We are so proud of you. We are so proud of you, and I know this is a long day. You're already doing a great job. Don't worry about the surroundings. Don't worry that the stadium is 10 times the size of ours. Don't worry about that. Just go out there and do your job. You're gonna have a great show. Everybody understand, yes? Yes, sir. Our growth this year has been unbelievable, and even just from last year to this year as well. The kids are just working really hard. They're really bought into the processes that we have in place now, and so we're seeing that growth exponentially compared to years past.
We are weeks ahead of where we were this time last season, which is really exciting.
We're on a good pace, and I feel like this year's show we're on top of everything. We know what we're here to do.
It's been crazy growth. We go from some parts not sounding the best at our band camp performance to now it's clicking like that. So I'm incredibly proud of this band.
It would be great to see how far we've come.
I couldn't want to be a part of any other band.
So today, Coastal Carolina is hosting our first Bands of America regional here in Conway, South Carolina. BOA seemed really excited to get something in this area because there isn't anything from a regional standpoint in this area. Having been a high school band director that was involved in Bands of America, I see from that perspective the importance of what Bands of America offers.
Yeah, it's a very different atmosphere. You have to project more, you have to be more alive.
Just hearing that first hit when the band comes in is just something else.
Plus the crowd returned the reactions and the energy we were giving them so well, and it was just a really great experience, I think, for us and the rest of the band.
Our 12 regional championship finalist bands are the Catawba Ridge High School Marching Band from Fort Mills.
To be at this competition for the first time it's ever happened and then to make finals, that's super cool because there's so many wonderful, super competitive and impressive bands here.
Yeah, I'm amped. I'm really amped.
There's so many schools here that would choose to not use resources to travel really far for BOA Regional. So by being here, we can have schools that don't normally travel and they can experience Bands of America and all the great things that BOA offers.
Hosting them in new areas, it gives like the community just new experience, like it just equals up to a really fun time.
And I think it's also really nice for a lot of the smaller bands to just get that experience. I think it's just a really special thing being at a BOA event.
I don't think it's any different than watching a referee on Sunday afternoons on the NFL or watching a referee in the NBA. I can watch a group and say, wow, I think that's such and such a score, but the judging panel may differ with me. We all have our opinions, but what we're trying to do is we're trying to bring all our life experiences together. We'll start on the field. We have 2 field judges. One is a music judge, one is a visual judge.
I think it's super important to have field judges because you're up close and personal with the students, as opposed to if you're judging upstairs, you're a bit further away, so you don't always get necessarily the detail of what they're doing on the field. I'm looking at the band themselves, the color guard, the percussion. There's times where I see something in the pit and in the front ensemble and I make comment on it. So they're all equally important and equally vital to make sure that they're sampled throughout the day. It's what they understand from toe to fingertip. You can really tell who's trained well and who's just kind of emulating things at times, who's just kind of mirroring what they were shown to do but not really understanding what they do.
Then up top, we have 2 ensemble people that match those. We have a music ensemble person and a visual ensemble person. The music ensemble person is kind of looking at, do we hear what we're supposed to be hearing? And the same thing on the visual side. The visual ensemble judge is looking at the entire visual package and saying, here's how we feel you're performing. The last thing, and we feel like this is one of the most important things at BOA, is the effect judges. We have 1 visual effect judge and we have 2 music effect judges.
We're taking in the big picture. We kind of pull the camera back and look at the totality of the music and the visual and how that soundtrack and that movie go together. There's an intangible where there's just a look and a feel and a journey. I think some of it is how the individual is wired towards receiving that production and being able to then articulate that real, honest, live reaction, but being very aware of the criteria and trying to filter everything through that.
I'm looking at what was asked of the performers, but more importantly, it's how well they're doing it. You can ask them to do all these elements, but if they're not achieving it, then they're not gonna get as high of a score than if you give them things that they will achieve and make them feel good about themselves, allow them to feel good about themselves.
It's pretty genius. It's maybe the best setup when it comes to the impossible, which is judging art. Because it's subjective, having those 8 different individuals gives a balance.
Each judge stays in their lane and judges their caption specifically, and at the end it balances out.
We've obviously got a very long history with Bands of America and competitive success with Bands of America, but one of the things that I talk to the students about right away at the beginning of each season is those successes aren't their successes yet. And it's a completely new group every year, and we work to take that group, develop them into hopefully an incredible performance at the end.
For Carmel, we don't really base the success off of the wins and stuff like that. We kind of base it off of the process.
I just think about performing this show now and making it the best that it can be. The success of feeling like we did amazing and we did our best, that's a really great feeling.
And And that's the thing that's really important to us, is making sure that the quality of that performance lives up to our standards and expectations, and then whatever competitive thing happens with that after that point is what it is.
It's helpful for us to get this opportunity at Super Regionals in preparation for Grand Nationals.
The sound is so different than outside. It really echoes off of the walls, so we really have to tell the marchers to be aware of that and not to freak out when you hear the sound.
There's a lot of nerves, and so we try to communicate to the kids what they're gonna see, obviously the different markings, what's above them, but we also try to hone in on the fact that what's underneath their feet is the same size field that they've been on this entire season, and that kind of grounds them a little bit. We know that Grand Nats is focused on the effect of the show. The pieces from the judges' feedback is, okay, the effect is what we really need to hone in on. So that's what we're gonna be focusing on in this next month.
Just to be in this space, it's a certain feeling you just can't replicate anywhere else. It's awesome. It's beautiful. I love Lucas Oil.
With a score of 93.4, the 2023 Bands of America St. Louis Super Regional Champion, the Blue Springs High School Marching Band from Blue Springs, Missouri.
It's really interesting seeing all of the growth that we've had, especially over the last couple of weeks going into St. Louis. And so I was very, very proud of them during that moment, and just watching everything come together is so cool.
Since I'm a freshman, it's a whole new experience being in that dome. It's kind of overwhelming a little bit, I guess.
In mid-Missouri, we don't have domes that we can practice in, but actually getting inside in a dome where the kids can really feel that experience helped us for Indianapolis.
In preparation for that, rehearsals I think are going to be just as rigorous as if, we hadn't had a great performance at St. Louis. Like, we're still gonna try as hard as we can, and whatever score we get is what score we get.
It allows our kids to go into Grand Nationals and feel a lot more comfortable and understand kind of the expectation of what a BOA show is.
We're a 2A band, we're tiny. Just go out there, we own the fields, because it's our field for that 8 minutes that we're on there, and just look up and take in what it is, because not a lot of small bands get to experience what we get to. So really just take it all in.
Performance is very important for us to get ready for the Grand National show. We spend a lot of time doing repetitions of different segments of the show, and we say it might not sound like this or feel like this, but you have to replicate the way you were trained.
We've been trained really well, we know what we're doing, so as long as we just have our heads, on our necks, we're good.
Lucas Oil is a big deal for all of us. I'm really excited to perform.
The number's secondary to that feeling of leaving it all out there and letting the audience enjoy what we're doing.
No matter how it went, we got to do it together.
There is a lot going on in Indianapolis this weekend. You can hear the music ringing through downtown right now.
Yeah, you certainly can, because the 2023 Bands of America Grand National Championships are happening right now at Lucas Oil Stadium.
Bands of America.
Bands of America.
Bands of America.
High school marching bands from all across the country are competing at
Bands of America Grand National Championships. Bands of America Grand Nationals.
Bands of America Grand National Championships.
The phrase that kept going through my head was just this is it. This is what I was trained up to do. This is what I'm here for. I'm gonna leave it all out on the field. I used to be scared walking in because it's pretty massive, but now it feels like home. Marching band, it's my greatest passion, and so I really want to do my best, and I want everyone else to do their best too. Yes, there were a lot of tears, and it was really sad to see it go, but we had a great performance, and I really felt the energy. I'm really proud of that run that we put out.
Here are our 2023 Bands of America Grand National Championship semifinalist bands. From Fort Wayne, Indiana, the Carroll High School Marching Band.
I couldn't believe it. Like, I looked at my other drum majors and I was like, wait, yeah, they said Carroll, right?
And I was sitting next to our color guard director, Ryan. I just took a look at him and went, we just did it. Yeah, we just did that.
We made history.
So it was a pretty cool moment.
Us as a group, we've continued to just push through to get where we are now.
Their prelims performance we thought was fantastic, and they just took it up a notch.
I mean, Grand Nationals is it seems like such a big thing, but when we performed, it felt like there was no pressure. It felt so good to just perform and just have a good time.
When you can feel the music, there was this tangible connection. Everyone was locked in, and I knew they were gonna be great.
We did an amazing performance, and I couldn't be happier.
Yep, if this is my last, I'll take that. This was a good last run.
It's something I'm proud of because it's not happened before, but it's something that we have done.
I can't imagine another group to have this performance with. It's just the people that make it special.
It was kind of a dream come true, but it was a dream come true for all of us.
And in first place, and our 2023 Bands of America Grand National Champion, the Avon High School Marching Band of Avon, Indiana.
It's very surreal. It's like a dream come true.
Yeah.
I'm definitely sad, but I was also looking forward to being with these people, just taking this in right now.
It's nice being able to end it off strong. Just a huge honor to be chosen this year as champions.